Hey guys, how's it going? So if you look, my car's on remote start right now, but I did that just so I could demonstrate here the turn signal lenses, bulbs, whatever. You'll notice that the one on the passenger side is out. The one on the driver's side is working just fine. And I didn't realize this until this morning when I went to turn right and I noticed that there was no light coming from that side on the front. These are really bright, especially when they light up when you got your turn signal on. And because I have a resistor on each one of these, it didn't notify me that one of my bulbs was out. Now most likely it's not the LED that's damaged itself. These are good for 50,000 hours or more. But I just so happened to be looking, and I noticed that this one is almost like coming out of the socket. It's really weird. You can see how it's kind of hanging. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. I don't know if it just came forward a little bit or what. But I want to go ahead and pull it out of there and see what the deal is. Okay, so looking down here, there's the resistor there on the right where my finger's at. The wiring runs all the way down there. The socket is still in there. It's right there. I don't see any wires disconnected, so I'm guessing somehow it just came out of the socket. I guess I'll reach down in there and find out. Yeah, so that's obviously what happened there. That's kind of strange, actually. So that's what it looks like. And that's just a regular old socket for the LED, and you see it kind of went in on itself when I did that, so it's kind of sticking out right now. Reach down there and grab it, and I just lost it inside. Cool. Probably gonna have to get some pliers. Oh man. So yeah, there it is right down in there. Probably gonna have to get some pliers to get this thing out. Oh. Yeah, that's annoying. Alright, so I'm gonna get some pliers and see if I can get that thing out. Alright, so I've extracted the LED turn signal. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in, and then I'm going to unlock my doors, and that always flashes these to make sure it's still working okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead and show you. It does work just fine. Now, one thing I did notice, probably, I'm going to try to focus on this. You see that part right there, that blue wire? That's our positive 12 volts. For some reason, this looks damaged. So I'm probably going to end up repairing that later. It's going to rain here pretty soon, but probably going to repair that later. But it looks like something yanked on it or something. Now, another thing that bothers me is all of this electrical tape, and I don't know if I even noticed this before, but look at all this crap. And I can't imagine that the dealer would do something like that, just wrap a bunch of electrical tape here without using something better than that. But anyways, I'll go through when it gets warmer and fix that. But for now, at least I know that the turn signal works. So I still can't imagine what caused that to fall out like that. I'm going to look at the other one to make sure it's in there pretty good, but I don't see it's failed again. Okay, so obviously when I put it back in, it quit working. Now, a good idea of what's wrong. Either there's something failed on this end, which I can't see anything broke, or there is something wrong with the connector here because it fell right out again as soon as I put it in the slot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect it right here, take it inside, and I'm going to see if I can get it fixed. Okay, so you can see I've got the connector here, and there's the turn signal, and this is the little tab that keeps this in place. Now, personally, I don't think it's really needed, but whatever, they put it in there anyway. So basically what's going on here is this is supposed to lock in and stay, and the problem is that it takes almost no force for this to come out. So something is, all I can imagine is there's something, these connectors in here probably are loose or bent out a little bit for some odd reason, because when I went and put it back in the slot and turned it, it immediately came out. The bulb just came right out. So it didn't fix my problem. So this is not going to fix my problem because I'm going down the road, there's bumps and whatever, it's just going to wiggle its way back out in no time. And unfortunately, if you look, let's see here. If you look right here, these two tabs here that are supposed to retain this, they're plastic. And it's cheap, and it can wear down on the inside or whatever. Now, it's not something you normally, use quite a bit, but what obviously has happened here is for some reason these have stretched out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bend them inward. Now, they are plastic, so this is going to be a problem. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to get something and I'm going to stuff it down in both of these sides. And what that's going to do is that's going to push these two tabs inward a little bit more. That way, when I lock it in there, there's going to be more pressure on this point, and that should keep the LED from actually coming out. But yeah, this thing is, I mean, I'm giving it like almost no force whatsoever for it to come out. So definitely going to have to figure out the best way to do it. I could bend, but see, the problem with that, there's no need for me to bend these prongs in the inside because those are not what actually retain this bulb. They actually just make the connection to these points right here. So it's obvious that these right here are what the problem is. So I'm going to take something. There's no electricity on either side here, so it's not like I'm going to arc something. I'm definitely not going to put anything metal in there. I'll probably just get my Dremel or something like that and cut a couple pieces of plastic or something, just enough to wedge it in there so it gives it, just a little bit more inward pressure to try to keep this locked in. I really don't know why this has turned into a problem all of a sudden. I can't see anything broke, but again, I'll have to see what I can do with it. So, yeah. Okay, so as funny as it sounds, I actually took an eraser, as believe it or not, and just cut a little end off of it and ended up with that. And that's going to give me just a little bit more pressure on this clip here. That way, put that in there. Oh yeah. So that was much harder to lock in and much harder to get out. There's no way this thing is going to... Oh yeah. So you feel it locking in there. So I'm not really sure what caused... Oh yeah. There's no way that's coming out now. I'm not really sure what caused these two plastic pieces to either wear down or break. I was looking at it really close underneath here and I couldn't see any damage, but they do look like they're just pulled out a little bit more. I'm not sure. One of the other issues may be that the original incandescent bulb, the amber bulb that was in here, maybe this connecting point was just a little bit fatter, or it could actually be a little bit thinner, and because this one is fatter, it's actually stretched out the plastic a little bit. But now, yeah, that's super tight. There's no way that's going anywhere. So I've got to get back in the car now. I don't remember what the polarity is, so I'm gonna have to wait till I actually get it in the car and plugged in. But that should fix it. Oh yeah, you hear that snap? That's perfect. That's definitely nothing like what it was before, so there's no way that's going anywhere. And it's an eraser. As funny as that sounds, it's an eraser, so it's non-conductive. It's not like it's going to hurt anything. It's just enough of a wedge in there to get it to snap tight. Plus, an eraser is a little bit more flexible, so I don't have to worry about too much pressure on there with a piece of plastic or whatever that may, in fact, snap this piece here, in which case I'm going to have to go to a junkyard and find another one. So let's go ahead and get it back in the car. Okay, so the bulb was connected. Let's go ahead and give it a quick test. And there we go. So it works. I just need to get it back in the lens. And one final test. And there we go. So the bulb is, or the LED is working just fine. Not quite sure what happened, but it's fixed now, at least temporarily. And we should be all set to go. So cool. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Take care. Boy, that thing's bright.